Forgiving others is the most selfish thing that you can do for yourself. Okay, welcome back to my channel, Low Budget Wisdom. I'm Marcus, and today we're going to talk about forgiveness being a very selfish thing that you can do for your own self. What do I mean by selfish? Selfishness in a way where you love yourself enough to forgive others that have hurt you, to forgive others that maybe something that they should have done and they have not, or forgive others for the things that they shouldn't have done but they have done. Okay, so forgiveness in a sense that, let's say someone does something to you 5 years ago or a long time ago, and you are still holding on to that memory and that energy within you, that kind of like vibe, that kind of like feelings of guilt, of hatred. It doesn't hurt the other person, or it hurts the only person in the world that it hurts is you. You are the only person that is holding on to the grudge, to the grief and the anger and the should haves, shouldn't haves, and the should not have been, you know. So forgiving other people is not about the other person at all. It is more about yourself, giving yourself the chance and the space to let go of what has happened in the past. So someone may have hurt you, but if you're still holding on to it, then every single day you're reliving it in your memory. Day by day, you're reliving it somewhere deep within the subconscious mind. Even if you don't think about it, if something similar happens that came from someone else that might have remind you of this thing, then you will be thrown into the loop of overthinking this scenario again, over and over and over and over and over again. The same thing might have been triggered inside you from different environments, different workplaces, different people, but the situation is still very, very similar, and it will still trigger something to go off in your subconscious mind. And then it makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you feel anxious, makes you feel hatred, anger, guilt, shame, whatever that may be. Until and unless you decide one day, you know what? This isn't worth my time at all. Why am I even thinking about this? The other person that have done the hurt towards me may probably even, have forgotten about this thing. They might not even be aware that this has been affecting you for so many years after that event has happened. So the act of you holding on to this grudge, this feeling, this thing, and not being able to forgive the other person for hurting you in any way will only ultimately hurt yourself. You will only hurt yourself over and over again. And it can be a very dangerous thing because we can become addicted to this kind of self-inflicted pain. That kind of righteousness, the feeling of righteousness that, karma, I have to hurt this person back one day so that we are even. No, you don't have to do that at all. You don't have to do that. You don't have to hurt the other person in order for karma to, be repaid on that other person's end. No, it doesn't work like that. That's not how karma works. However, karma is real. Karma is real. Whatever that person done to you, have been doing to you or have done to you, it will be repaid on their end. And the universe is there to help you. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to do anything else other than forgive the person, forgive the situation, forgive the past, and move on. Let go, shred yourself off of that guilt, that apathy, that sadness, that grief, anger, that jealousy, that feeling of, this person did this to me. I have to repay it back to this person. I have to do something back to this person. I have to take revenge. You are only hurting yourself. You are going down to the levels of hell, the levels of negative emotions and thoughts and actions. And when you do that thing to that person, then the karma will ultimately return back to you. So that is what karma is. Let the universe take care of the karmic resolutions. Let the universe take care of how karma would be played out for each and every person. Your job is just to focus on yourself and how you can let go of all these negative thought patterns, negative belief systems, negative emotions, which ultimately cause negative actions to manifest in your life. And then what you bring out to the world will ultimately, by the law of cause and effect and the law of the universe and the law of karma, it will come back to you 2 times more, 3 times more, 5 times more, 10 times more, depending on your intention, your level of consciousness, how well you understand these kind of things, whether or not you're aware of what you're doing, So please, let the universe balance itself back and just try to focus on yourself. Be more selfish in the way of becoming more self-loving. That is a selfish thing, and selfishness is actually it is a healthy thing. It is healthy to be selfish. It is okay to be selfish. We all want, what's best for ourselves. That's what selfishness essentially means. This label, selfishness, has been used as a weapon to kind of guilt trip people into thinking, oh, don't be selfish. You gotta provide to everybody else around you. But they always forget to mention, in order to provide for other people around you, we have to first be adequately providing for ourselves first. You can't give people from an empty cup. You have to have your cup full before you can share what you have with other people. And if you share too much, then what's the point? It's not sustainable, you see. You can't keep pouring to other people until your cup is so empty to the point where you die of thirst. It doesn't make sense, you see. So yeah, help people, be compassionate, try to understand other people, help whenever it is possible. And if it's not possible at this current moment, then sure, fine. Don't feel shame or guilt for not being able to help other people. Help yourself first. Like in airplanes, they have these kind of manuals that teaches the passengers, especially mothers with a child. If the plane is crashing and the oxygen mask drops from the top of the airplane, they always advise and strongly urge the mothers or the guardians of that child to put on the mask for themselves first, because if they don't, by the time they have put the mask onto their child, they might have died from the smoke. And then the child, which is a dependent person, would die alongside the mother. So it's a lose-lose situation, because the mother is not being selfish enough to understand that she has to have the oxygen mask on herself first in order for her to breathe and to think and to do the right thing afterward. Right? I'm not blaming the mother, but that's just an analogy. Okay, it's just a story, you see. So help yourself first before you are able to help other people. Please get your life right first before you give advice to other people. Get your life right first before you donate money or do any charitable causes. If your life is a mess and you go out to do charitable causes, but your life is in shambles, and doing that thing is actually taking away from your life more than it's actually giving you, then you gotta think about that. You gotta think about what you're doing it, what you're in it for, right? We are doing something for a greater purpose other than ourselves, yes. But we have to start with the foundation of, living comfortably in ourselves first. And I'm not saying you have to have 10 Ferraris, a nice big mansion before you can start doing compassionate actions and charitable donations and whatnot. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you have to have, you have to be eating Wagyu beef every night. You have to have the finest wine in the world every single night before you can go out and do something for other people. All I'm saying is cultivate the energy of love within you. This is not even about the material world. This is about how you feel about yourself within you. If you're all guilty and shameful, then you have nothing that is of value that you can give other people, because you're at that such a low level, to the point where you giving other people is just gonna hurt yourself. Okay, so please love yourself and all, and learn to forgive. All right, that's the point of this whole video. Learn to forgive so that you can finally be released from the grasp of the guilt and the shame and the fear, the anxiety that this event, the other past events or past people have brought to you. Right? Forgiveness is about yourself. It's about giving yourself a peace of mind and having the understanding that, yes, okay, what happened has happened. I forgive that person. Even though I'm not saying that just because you're the victim, I'm not victim blaming you. I'm not blaming you for having that happen to you, and you have to be the bigger person to forgive the perpetrator. You gotta be the bigger person. You gotta forgive, kind-hearted. You gotta none of that bullshit. This is a practical, logical, real-world scenario. This is not about all that toxic positivity. You gotta stay positive all the time. No. If you're sad and angry, feel it. Feel it. Feel the sadness, feel the emotions of that event, and then release, forgive that person day by day, little by little. Start forgiving every person that have hurt you, and that will start to seep into yourself, so that you are able to also learn how to forgive yourself for the hurt that you have brought to other people. Forgiving others is the first step of learning how to forgive yourself for the things that you have done to other people. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment. Any thoughts or opinions, I would love to hear it. And be sure to like and share. Thanks. See you guys in the next one.